Stephanie and Matt and the entire team at Emmons has done for me and my home. My roof, doors, windows, siding, and yes, remodeling projects. Emmons can bring that same quality of work to all of your kitchen and bathroom remodeling needs. Roofing, siding, windows, doors, and now baths and kitchens. Emmons is the Delaware Valley's one-stop shop for all of your home improvement needs. Call 856-556-3229 and get a free estimate, or go online to emmonsroofing.com, or even better, come visit the Emmons Design Showroom in Cherry Hill. emmonsroofing.com. It's about trust. It's about quality. It's about great work. And that's why me and my family have used them for basically every project we've done to improve our home. emmonsroofing.com.
Philadelphia's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3, Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Dom time. Now, Dom Giordano.
It is Dom time. Good Monday. Welcome back. Met a lot of great Talk Radio 1210 listeners at the Faith and Liberty Discovery Center right across from the Liberty Bell on Saturday in downtown Philadelphia. And I tell you, I commend that place to you. My only objection to William Penn was he was too tall. William Penn was there. And come on now. I was thinking we'd have a William Penn, the true William Penn. People were not 6'3" back in that day. Instead, I have a 6'3" William Penn that I had to stand next to.
Get him out of here.
Who, to the line, well, you don't look bad for 347 years, just said Palmolive. So use that line if somebody says it to you. But what a great place, what wonderful people, and we hope to do more with them. I'll tell you a little bit more about it throughout the show. But the good news I'll get to in a moment. These donors. Now, John Huntsman, remember him? John Huntsman, Mandarin speaking, ambassador to China, the guy that ran for president, no labels, all those rhinos of sorts or worse wanted him. He lowered the boom on Penn, and now the president of Penn on Sunday morning, like she wakes up 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh, now I see it. It's terrorism with Hamas. Yeah, that's suddenly.
Finally saw the light, Dom.
Suddenly, she saw the lights, and another donor threatening $50 million, he may or may not have taken it away. Is the fever breaking? Now, some people want, you click your fingers. I say this all the time. And then big college, the woke bill is paid, and they stop it. I get it, how slow this process is, but we didn't get here overnight. We're seeing any number of these people now under unrelenting fire, meaning if progressives can't have the money, then suddenly they start to say some of the right things. One who has not yet, though, and he won't, is the big guy himself, the Pope. All he can put out in all those languages he allegedly speaks is horrifying images. That's what the Vatican put. The number one organization in the world centralized to fight evil, the Roman Catholic Church. Horrifying images. That's it. But I want to settle the family business, not as much with Vivek Ramaswamy, Dan. I know people, you can't say anything, Tom. Come on now. But with Candace Owens, too, his acolyte. Are we seeing now some of these people to be provocative? Candace Owens, Vivek Ramaswamy. And he's not saying it quite as much as she. They don't like this Israel stuff. This goes against America first. And they're dancing towards saying it, but they're afraid. Because of Mark Levin alone would take the two of them aside. Listen to this tweet from Candace Owens. The new American way, indoctrinate children for 18 years, K to 12. Peer pressure them to go to college to ensure they acquire hundreds of thousands of debt in the process. Indoctrinate them further as young adults. Then place them on blacklists for having the wrong ideas, the ones that were systematically taught to them over the course of 2 decades, so that when they graduate college, no employer will hire them. There we go, Candace Owens. Thanks for starting to get it set here. So now we're blacklisting, and Vivek saying the same thing. How dare you? This is cancel culture. I think we settled that last week. If I'm a business and you are getting off on these hang gliders and these Nazis, then no, you have every right to say whatever the hell you want. I have every right to say, no, I'm not going to hire you. I don't want you. Is that cancel culture? I mean, can we get past this, how ridiculous it is? So I have no right because of what you're associating with. So I saw on the weekend every defense, and I've given answers to this. Well, but these are only kids. Really? They're not all 18. A number of them are seniors. The leaders are seniors and juniors. At that age, particularly at these alleged elitist schools, isn't this so startling what they jumped on with? Now, if they want to renounce it instantly and issue some public letter or something, look, I got caught up in this. Now that I look at it, I see that. Okay, all right, you get to do that in America. But you don't get to say, as Candace Owens just said, oh, we're blacklisting people. No, I am unabashedly a Zionist, as you know. I've said that over the years when it comes to Israel. And I see any number of times you can pick on a particular spot where they're wrong. I've seen that over the years. But this certainly isn't one of them. Here is Bill Maher saying that over the weekend he was in the center ring on this stuff. This new phrase, colonizers, how does that apply to Israel? This from the Bill Maher show.
I think it's because these kids, they don't know anything. They learn it from Instagram.
Yeah.
Or they're in, or the colleges just, they are indoctrinated in these colleges. It's true. These elite colleges, they put out a bunch of America-hating, ahistorical hysterics.
Listen, I would say college students have been saying dumb, edgy things since we're college students.
Not like this. Not like this. They never did this. They never took the side of the mass murderers right after it happened. Okay?
That's the point, Candace Owens.
After the My Lai massacre, they weren't like, oh, well, good, Lieutenant Calley, we love him.
Yeah. All right, let's stop it there. I think, and he went on to the colonizer stuff, et cetera. So what standard do we hold these kids to? Suddenly, and you're seeing this movement. One is running for president, Vivek. I mean, they're saying this doesn't square up with America first. I think it does. I think this is one of our best allies ever, without a doubt. And there is a lot of reason for this connection. And if America first can't be united with Israel, then I'm not America first, if that's the purity test here. This Candace Owens is just somebody who, it's one thing after another to be provocative. And now we're cancel culture. If you're saying, no, these kids, as Bill Maher just said, as Alan Dershowitz the other day said, now I was on Inside Story and I was the only one there, Dan. The others were appalled, I think, that you would be held accountable for this. What about freedom of speech? Well, yeah, sure, you have freedom of speech. No one's stopping you from saying any damn thing you want. But I don't have to hire you, do I? Yeah, but you want to take a look at what Maher said there, which was exactly right. This is much different than the ordinary situation. Now, Dan asked me, well, defending Israel versus being involved in Ukraine, I have not seen that argument yet because the left likes being involved in Ukraine. And there's a limit to where Americans ought to be involved. There are a couple of them. One is not sending troops in, certainly. And two, Ron DeSantis, we're going to play in a minute here, making the point, no, we're not taking refugees in from Gaza. No way. I see no way that we should do that, but I don't doubt that Biden might consider doing that in some kind of play. Here's what DeSantis said over the weekend on CBS Sunday Morning. Cut 5. A.
Well, first of all, my position is very clear. Those Gaza refugees, Palestinian Arabs, should go to Arab countries. The U.S. should not be absorbing any of those. I think the culture, so they elected Hamas. Let's just be clear about that. Not everyone's a member of Hamas. Most probably aren't, but they did elect Hamas.
In 2006, and then the military occupation happened after that, where they went in and haven't allowed elections since 2007. So in 2006, there was an election.
But there was a lot of celebrating of those attacks in the Gaza Strip by a lot of those folks who were not Hamas. But if you look at their education system, this has been an issue for a long time. They teach kids to hate Jews. The textbooks do not have Israel even on the map. They prepare very young kids to commit terrorist attacks. So I think it's a toxic culture. And I think if we were to import large numbers of those to the United States, I think it would increase anti-Semitism in this country. And I think it would increase anti-Americanism in this country. And that's something, after seeing those demonstrations pop up in our country, just with blood still flowing amongst Israeli citizens over the weekend, you had people taking to the streets cheering on the barbarism of Hamas in our own country. That was a chilling thing to see, and I don't think that that's something that we should ever think is acceptable.
Yeah, why in the world would we do that? Well, Biden might think there's some kind of play here because about 1 million people may leave Gaza for now, with the Israeli ground invasion that appears imminent and the bombing that continues. They may or may not be allowed to go back or choose to go back. Who knows? And we're starting to see the pivot. I'll play you an example in a moment of the media toward, well, if they go into Gaza, there's going to be a high rate of civilian casualties. Yeah, there might be. So the alternative is to let Hamas stay there. Is that what it is? I don't think that should be the alternative. I don't think you do either. All right, phone lines to get in are 855-839-1210. Side question today. Sad to hear over the weekend the passing of Suzanne Summers. And we thought about a lot of angles with Suzanne Summers, 2-hit series, in the news with experimental treatment once she had cancer. But the infomercial, the Thigh Master.
Yeah.
I read that did over $100 million in business. One of the all-time infomercial hits.
Thank you.
How do you get them?
I used to do aerobics till I dropped. Then I found Thigh Master. Every single time you squeeze Thigh Master, you strengthen and tone right where you need it.
There you go.
Squeeze your way to shapely hips and thighs.
Oh, hips too are part of it with Thigh Master. Okay. We want to know the all-time favorite infomercial, entertaining, one that you watched because it was just interesting. Now, the master of the infomercial is Ron Popeil. The Vegematic was an all-timer, but my favorite is the Ronco spray-on hair.
Oh, yeah.
You spray your hair on, and then he would go, look, and they'd all would have put, and it looked great. If you walked outside and you got hit with rain, it might be a Giuliani product then. So that's one I'll take off that I just could not get enough of. But Vegematic, when he did that was tremendous.
And the
also.
GLH hair system is not expensive.
That's incredible. I've been getting harassing for being bald. I'm only a young
Wow,
man.
that's a mullet on this guy. I wish I had the video up there.
But babes are back.
I would
All
definitely.
right, just for descriptive sake, the guy that just showed had a mullet that had nothing on the top, and he was spraying in the spray-on hair. Oh, how times have changed.
Man. I don't know, what's that, like an 80s commercial?
Yeah. What year was that? I don't have the year here.
But Ron Popeil had a whole line. He may have had 4 or 5 of the biggest of all infomercials. All right, Dan, what would you like to take off?
I would say there's one other guy. I don't want to take him off the board. Rest in peace. That is, I think, this generation's Ron Popeil. But there is another guy that was up there for a while until he got into a fight with a stripper, Dom. This guy.
Hi, it's Vince with Slap Chop. You're going to be in a great mood all day because you're going to be slapping your troubles away with a slap chop. Now, look, here's a potato. One slap, you got big chunks for stews. Two slaps, home fries in a second. And look at this.
Home fries in a second, Dom.
Yeah, baby, yeah. All right, I got one that I'm not going to take off that I think, because the guy doesn't go over the top as much, I think the product works. I saw him in a boat the other day, held together by this product. I want to say, but yeah, it's a pretty good.
Would you ride in a boat held together by that product?
With this guy, yeah, I'd probably give it a shot.
Yeah, you would?
Yeah,
maybe, I don't know.
Maybe 5 feet offshore. Yes. All right, phone lines are 855-839-1210. That's the side question. Are we seeing a bit of a shift? The ground, finally, the Penn president, under unbelievable pressure, may have lost $100 million already, condemns Hamas on Sunday morning. She had issued a statement before that didn't condemn it. And that stupid Palestinian Writers Convention with Roger Waters screaming things, that convention that were anti-Israel, anti-Semitic. All right, that was held at Penn. And there's any number, Harvard's another one, under fire constantly. So hit us with that all-time infomercial. And are we seeing this play out on college campuses? And I stand on this side. How we're feeling toward Israel is appropriate. I don't care what Candace Owens and Vivek Ramaswamy say. They are just agents provocateur here, and they're kind of wearing out their welcome. And if you've seen Vivek Ramaswamy recently, I mean, it's just all to be provocative. He's ruining, I think, what was a great opening. All right, 855-839-1210. You get on board on Talk Radio 1210.
Rich Zeoli.
Climate anxiety, which is fear of the future and the unknown, and whether it makes sense for you to think about aspiring to buy a home. What will this climate be?
I like that nobody wants to buy a home because of climate anxiety.
Yeah, it's not because they can't afford homes. No. It's not because of 7% interest rates and the fact that a middle-class home is now going for $850,000. It's not that. It's climate anxiety. These idiots. How dumb do these people think we are?
Rich Zeoli, weekday afternoons 3 to 7. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and on the free Odyssey app.
Virtua Health is here for you, all of you. Here for the run-of-the-mills, the out-of-the-blues. Here for everything in between. And with our Rowan University partnership, we're here, rethinking the way academic medicine feels. Welcome to a more convenient, smarter healthcare experience. And that's more good for everyone. Find a Virtua physician or location near you at virtua.org. Virtua Health, now more than ever, here for good.
Turnersville Jeep is having a 10% off sale on 2023 Jeeps and Ram trucks. That's 10% off Wranglers, Grand Cherokees, Gladiators, Cherokees, Compasses, and Rams. Save up to $8,000. Visit turnersvillejeep.com and view over 350 Jeeps and Ram trucks available for immediate delivery. turnersvillejeep.com on Route 42 in Turnersville. Drive a little, save a lot at turnersvillejeep.com.
You know when Rich Zeoli co-hosts Conklin's Comedy Night at Parks Casinos Club 360, it's always a sellout. So make your plans now to be there this coming Thursday. It's Joe Conklin's Comedy Night with co-host Rich Zeoli and MC Mike Baldini this Thursday, October 19th, 8 p.m. at Club 360 at Parks Casino. Enjoy some great comedy with Kevin Downey Jr. and Marion Groden. Tickets are just $20 and include your first drink. Doors open at 7. Go to parkscasino.com/comedy. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
Designers, excavators, engineers, architects, listen up.
What are you doing? We're working here.
If you want to save time, effort, and money on your next underground utility project, start using Pennsylvania One Call System's Coordinate PA application. Coordinate PA is the next generation of utility coordination that allows you to easily transfer and manage your complex projects from start to finish, all the way from the designer to the excavator. Be prepared for your next underground utility project with Coordinate PA.
Makes sense.
Visit pa1call.org to learn more.
Calling on Blackwood to follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Tom Giordano Show. Good Monday. Welcome in. So I'm looking at commentary of Julie Kelly, American Greatness, the Trump gag order hearing going on. And she says on Twitter, there apparently was a big debate, if you can imagine. Should Trump be able to say crooked Joe Biden? Oh, my God.
Oh, come on.
The only way you can see any gag here would be a limited gag if they say to Trump, you cannot say anything about the jurors, something like that.
Give me a break.
Thank
Gosh
you.
almighty.
That's one thing, but you can't say crooked Joe Biden. Hard to believe. If this goes down, there will be another uproar.
And the thing that's the worst of what he's going to be called, crooked Joe Biden. I mean, that's a very minimalistic nickname.
It's true. My truth is an absolute defense against this stuff. So we'll see. I think she is going to issue some kind of gag order, any kind of gag order.
You ever hear the Streisand effect?
Yeah.
You know what the Streisand effect is?
No.
So Barbara Streisand went after a photographer legally that took a picture airily of her house. And when it first happened, there was no commentary about it until Barbara Streisand sued and made a big deal about it. And then everybody started looking for that picture, and it became the Streisand effect. I think that's what we have here. No one's calling him Crooked Joe, but now he's officially admitting his guilt to a degree by being angry and annoyed about this. So I think we should all start calling him Crooked Joe.
Well, I don't know if Crooked Joe did it or it's Jack Smith, but, you know, if they have examples of where Trump has gone overboard and said something towards the judge or the jury, that's one thing. You might be able to give a very limited order there. But this appears to be more widespread. And you know it's going to backfire. It's just going to intensify. People are going to say, look, this guy's running for president. You can't be gag ordering here just because you think it's indelicate. You don't like it. I mean, the laws of defamation are very, very loose when it comes to a public figure. If we can't call him Crooked Joe Biden, then we've lost any sense of the First Amendment. So there's no threat there. Where's the threat with Crooked Joe Biden? But apparently that was debated in the hearing. Now, I don't know that she'll rule today. This could be kind of toward the end of the week. Who knows? But this is the judge carefully chosen because she gave the harshest penalties to the January 6 people. Yes.
Did you know there's an entire Wikipedia page titled List of Nicknames Used by Donald Trump?
No.
Do you want some of the other ones for Joe?
Yeah, let's hear some of the others.
Basement Biden.
Right.
Beijing Biden. Crooked Joe. Sleepy Joe. Slow Joe. I think Crooked Joe might be the best one out of the bunch.
Yeah, Trump's not a real good nicknamer. I mean, the all-timer about low energy for Jeb Bush, now that was perfect. That was original. It fit.
I like for Steve Bannon, it was Sloppy Steve.
Yeah, he likes the sloppy. He's using now with Sloppy Chris Christie. He says Chris Christie. He goes past the name and he back up and Sloppy Chris Christie.
Sloppy Chris Christie's here. Crazy Liz Cheney's on there.
Yeah, you know what? You need a little bit more of a reach. Crooked Hillary worked a little bit, but DeSanctimonious, it's never quote. I don't know why he keeps on saying DeSanctimonious.
I like his nicknames for John Kasich. I can't pronounce his name right. He's so irrelevant.
Kasich, yeah.
Yeah, 1 for 38, 1 for 41, and 1 for 44.
All right. Now, but the winner is Low Energy with Jeb Bush. That fit beautifully. All right. So it's 855.
Please clap.
Yeah. 855-839-1210. We're watching that hearing. Don't expect a gag order today. But as far as Israel, are we seeing at least a little crease? I just think at times people expect all of a sudden it's going to end with college camp. You see what the play is, as we always knew, money. If the money's big enough, they're going to stop some of this. Now they're going to dance and dance and dance because they got to satisfy the constituency of big college, which wants them to be pro-Palestinian and every other ill that's out there that they've put forward. But she did issue a statement, the Presidente of Penn McGill, early Sunday morning, condemning Hamas. So, and saying terrorist organization, et cetera, et cetera. LaSalle even did it last Friday. So there's that. All right, 855-839-1210. We're going to talk with Pastor Bill Devlin coming up at 12:30. Devlin has been to Gaza. I once spoke to him on the phone from Gaza. It was a very brief conversation, obviously, for security reasons. What is it like there? What's his sense of this? And Riley Gaines will be here today. And Jeff Van Drew. The breaking news story is that this guy, Mike Rogers, one of the leaders of a committee, House Armed Services, big opponent of Jim Jordan, this morning, all of a sudden, now has said he endorses Jim Jordan. So we think tomorrow there is beyond a reasonable shot that Jim Jordan will be the next speaker. Now, I don't know if Mike Fitzpatrick, though, is going to be one of the votes against. Oh, my God.
Any news as to whether or not you're still drinking your pineapple juice concoction?
We believe that's what did it. That's when
okay.
That's when the tide
You're taking
turned.
full credit for it.
I'm
Okay,
taking full credit.
See, if he didn't have a voice over that weekend, then he
would
could have done
trouble.
the bidding. Yeah.
I'm sure he told others, hey, I'll help you out. You know how they like the
thanks to Dom
police
Giordano over in Philadelphia.
Dom Giordano's endorsement and pineapple juice got him the speakership. I expect to have my own radio desk there right behind him so I can broadcast whenever I want.
If he becomes House Speaker, the first move I want him to introduce is wrestling introduction music for all the Congress people.
You know what? That would be great.
You know,
what would try to
here comes Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah, what would be AOC's?
I got it right here.
Okay.
Should be the evil Russian character.
Okay.
No, maybe not Russian.
No.
Some kind of communist, though.
How about Brian Fitzpatrick? Some people on Twitter might help us out with his wrestling introduction music would be.
I do have a Jim Jordan's, though.
Okay.
Let me get that one queued up for you. And here you go.
There you go. Yes, that works perfect. Next time he comes on, we'll have to play that. I can't even imagine what the Dean of Decency would choose as her walk-up music.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's...
well, hold on. Let me see if I might have it in the system. Let's see. Maybe not.
Okay. There's got to be some decency character out there.
Here it is. She'd be the Vampira character? Take a cue from Ozzioli?
Yeah, might be.
No?
All right, let's take a couple callers before Pastor Bill Devlin. Let's go to Jeff in Hatboro.
This is not the truth.
Hey, Dom, how are you this morning?
Hey, very
Dan.
well, Jeff. So what do you have here? Favorite infomercial?
Well, first, before that, just really quickly, Suzanne Summers and my age was the hit of the movie American Graffiti. And I'm sure you remember that, Dom, when she was in the white
She's
Thunderbird.
the blonde. Yeah, she's the blonde.
Yeah,
That's
she's
how
the
it started.
blonde. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, for my side question today, it's got to be Chia Pet.
That is an all-time great.
You can't get that out of your head. It went from Chia Pet to Chia Head, Chia Pig, you name it. It was Chia.
That is a great one. That could be in the winner's circle at the end of the day. Going to be hard to beat the Chia Pet. Okay. I don't know if this next one is an infomercial exactly. We'll have to consider. Bill, what do you have?
Hey, Dom.
Hi, Bill.
Yes. This goes a little bit way back, the Crass Brothers, Store of the Stars. You had the late night commercial with Benjamin Crass. It was like a combination of the Three Stooges and Slapstick and Pee Wee Herman. And if you didn't get your clothes at a Crass Brothers men's store, you were robbed. You was robbed.
Yeah.
So, again, I would like to do that as an honorable mention.
Okay. Got you.
Girls will hug and kiss you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a precursor.
Late night, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. They are schlocky beyond belief.
It's more of a product commercial, though, is it? Like,
Yeah,
I want like
it's-
the as seen on TV type products that you see in like a Boscov's aisle. That's
right.
on clearance.
As seen on TV.
Yeah.
There's one in a drugstore even now that I go to. That might be a precursor of infomercials. That's what we're looking for. Pastor Bill Devlin next to, as I said, has been, I believe there are Christians in Gaza. I don't know how with Hamas there. Look at a blow-by-blow account of what it's like there as the invasion appears to be imminent. The FBI now talking about their fears around something happening here. Boy, that's all we need. My God. And this idea that's out there now, where are all these Gazans going to go? Well, not here. That was Ron DeSantis over the weekend. Phone lines are at 855-839-1210. That's how you get in. AT&T, there's something about when people can casually stroll along. I'm looking at more footage and murder people. Like under no pressure, we're having a sunny day. It's like a power walk and they're just gunning people down. That sets me off even more, seeing what Israelis have gotten from the body cams of those killers once they were killed. 855-839-1210. And Hamas documents show that terrorists intentionally targeted elementary schools and a youth center. Of course they did. Over at the Sal, that means very young kids. I'll translate for you. All right, snap into action with NFL season. This NFL season with FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino. Now, this is America's #1 sportsbook, and right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So if you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, well, there's no better time than get on the action than right now. I really like the app. It's easy to use, and there's a wide range of betting options. You have spreads, parlays, over-unders. It's mind-boggling when you take a look at it, how many choices you have. And you don't have to be a football expert. They help you with it. So visit FanDuel.com/Dom. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. FanDuel, the official partner of the NFL. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, this is Dr. Brad Schaefer. As a podiatrist, I can tell you no two people's feet are alike, which is why I recommend Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotic inserts. They're customized for your feet, so you get a unique solution your feet really need, not just a one-size-fits-all insole. They're clinically proven to provide pain relief for achy feet, knees, lower back, plantar fasciitis, and heels. Take the Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotics assessment in Walmart today. Now in the foot care aisle.
When you need to know, depend on KYW News Radio 103.9 FM.
Phillies ace Zach Wheeler takes the mound tonight for Game 1 of the NLCS. The U.S. and other mediators are trying to reach a ceasefire deal to allow humanitarian aid into Gaza and for Palestinians to leave. And Rite Aid is filing for bankruptcy and closing more stores in Philadelphia.
Get the latest anytime on KYW News Radio. Now on Crystal Clear 103.9 FM.
You've never needed us more.
The Crash Proof Retirement Show will air before and after Penn State football this Saturday. Tune in at 11 a.m., then again right after the game to learn how to create your own Crash Proof Retirement game plan.
Looking for a new Ford? Winter Ford has the vehicle for you. Choose from our large selection of new F-150s, Explorers, Escapes, and Bronco Sports today. Winter Ford also takes care of you after the sale. Stop in their service department with no appointment necessary. Call 800-428-4000 for offer details. Visit in person or online at winterford.com. Winter Ford, people you trust, service and value you'll love.
This is Mark Luca, president of Aqua, Pennsylvania. Did you know drinking tap water will save money and keep 38 billion plastic bottles out of landfills each year? Plus, our water meets tougher safety requirements than bottled. Ditch the plastic and put money back into your wallet. Keep a pitcher of tap water in your refrigerator or fill a reusable bottle if you're on the go. Aqua, an essential utilities company providing clean, safe, reliable water so you can trust what's in your glass. Learn more at aquawater.com. That's aquawater.com.
Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, broadcasting from the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter.
Tom Giordano's show, Big Issues, Big Guests. We'll go to Pastor Bill Devlin in a moment. Great one on Twitter as far as an infomercial. Maury in Goodfellas, the hair guy, the baldness guy, jumping into a swimming pool and the hair doesn't move. The hair doesn't come up. So they try to strangle him with the top of his wig. So, that would be a win. And that's creative, taking a infomercial inside of a classic movie. That's what we're looking for in honor of Suzanne Summers and the Thigh Master today. All right, let's go to Pastor Bill Devlin on Talk Radio 1210. Hey, Bill, welcome back. Thanks for joining us.
God bless you, Dom and Dan. You are a tag team for truth, justice, righteousness, and the American way. God bless you.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Bill. So, Bill, over the years, and I think I remember talking to you from Cuba, whispering you had a satellite phone, but I think from Gaza. And I thought that kind of strange. How would a Bill Devlin get into Gaza?
Yeah, actually, it's very easy. This goes back 13 years ago, and I'll be brief because brevity is next to godliness. And I've been in Gaza now 33 times. I go in about twice a year, and it's actually very easy. The Israeli army, you have to do a online application, and then you have to get approved by the Palestinian Authority of all places, people, and then you have to have a sponsor inside. And then once you have that sponsor inside, my sponsor normally is the YMCA in Gaza or the Baptist Society, and then you have to get permission from Hamas. So I go back to 2010, and I've been in there helping both the Christian people, and the Muslim people. I go into the refugee camps that have been there since 1948, and I help them practically with cash assistance, with food, and I also go to Hamas and I share the love of Jesus Messiah. So as you know, Dom, I'm fearless. And I go in there, and it's very sad what's going on now, obviously. And I spoke with the Israeli Army lieutenant, who's a colleague of mine. He's on the front lines there at the Eretz Crossing, which is the northern border to enter from Israel into Gaza. It's just south of the city of Ashkelon. And they actually called me and they said, Pastor Devlin, where are the Christians? And I said, well, there's 500 of them at the Greek Orthodox Church in the Zatun section of Gaza City. And then there's another 500 at the Latin Catholic Church in about a mile away from the Greek Orthodox Church. So out of 2 million Muslims, Dom and Dan, there's only 1,000 Christians left. And they're not actively persecuted, but they are oppressed by the Muslim population and by Hamas. So I purposed in my heart 13 years ago that I would go in and help the Christian people. And I am only one of 2 Americans that regularly go into Gaza. So to speak, I'm a de facto expert on Gaza. And when I come out of Gaza, I always meet with the U.S. Embassy personnel in either Tel Aviv or Jerusalem and debrief them about what's going on inside Gaza. So
let's debrief here, Bill. So what would you say? It seems to be, look, we realize the authoritarianism, the tyranny of Hamas, but it seems they got elected by the people in the beginning.
Yeah.
Is there pretty much support, even if grudging, for them, or is it just, a few thousand, 10,000 of them that dominate?
Well, it's actually, as Tip O'Neill said years ago, all politics is local. When the Palestinian Authority under Yasser Arafat was administrating Gaza, they were like the bastard stepchild of the West Bank. And so Palestinian Authority under Yasser Arafat and then under Mahmoud Abbas, better known as Abu Mazen, now the head of the Palestinian Authority, they were not picking up the trash. They were not repairing street lights. They were not paying their employees. So when Hamas and the PA came in to Gaza in 2007, that's when then Prime Minister Ariel Sharon, in an agreement with the Palestinian Authority, all the Jewish settlements had to leave Gaza. And then at that time, that's when the people of Gaza voted in Hamas. But I can tell you, being there a total of 264 days over the last 13 years, no one in the general populace likes Hamas. They know that they're terrorists, and particularly the 1,000 Christians that are left there that, Christians predated Islam by about 400 years. And there are no Hamas sympathizers amongst either,
Bill,
any of the Christian Palestinians.
So based upon your analysis, Hamas can be broken. Israel can go in and break this potentially.
No question, and that they should. Hamas is a brutal regime. This is what we would call a clash of civilizations. Hamas and their ilk, Iran and the Hezbollah, the Houthis in Yemen, they run a culture of death. Christians and Jews run a culture of life. So there's no question, and I've said this publicly many times, that Hamas should be wiped out. And Dom, every time I go into Gaza, I'm interrogated by Hamas. They meet with me. In fact, earlier this year, when I was there in February of 2023 in Gaza, I was interrogated by Abu Mustafa, who is the head. He may be dead by now, but he's the head of Hamas military intelligence. And he said, Pastor Devlin, what are you doing here in Gaza? I said, Abu Mustafa, look, I've been here multiple times, 32 times. Now this is number 33. And I come in to help the people of Gaza and to share the love of Jesus Messiah. And he just kind of shrugs his shoulders and says, okay, get out of here. So, my Israeli and Jewish friends that I was with this past Tuesday night at the Vigil and Stand with Israel rally at the UN last Tuesday night with Rabbi Joe Potasnik and many others, they can't believe that I actually go in and share the love of Jesus with Hamas. And I said, why not? Somebody's got to do it. So that's what I do. And obviously Hamas needs to be taken out. And as I sent to you and Dan, I am getting briefings from the front lines of the Israeli Defense Force. And they have told me on the phone, Dom, this is the Israeli army and a lieutenant. They said, Pastor Devlin, we know where the Christians are. They're in the area that we're going to be invading or coming into. And we are reassuring you, Pastor, that we will protect the Christian people in Gaza. So that's good news. And they're all in two places, 500 in the Greek Orthodox Church, 500 in the Latin Rite Catholic Church. I know both of the pastors and priests and bishops there. In fact, the Catholic Church actually has a huge home for handicapped Gazan children. And when there's a handicapped Gazan Muslim family, if a handicapped child or disabled child with cerebral palsy or whatever, where do they bring them? They bring them to the Sisters of Mother Teresa, who are at Holy Family Parish there in Gaza, and they take care of them. So, hats off to the Israelis for wanting to protect the Christians, but please, let's wipe out Hamas and be done with them.
Dan had a quick question for you, Bill.
Yeah, so Bill, I'm a big fan of The Wire. And on The Wire, there's a character, a notorious criminal named Stringer Bill. And when he's on the streets, when he's with his dealers, he has one kind of attitude. And then when he's with, the city council people, he puts on a very professional kind of personality. So when you, a professional individual, are dealing with Hamas, who are notorious for what they've done, did you get the sense that they're dangerous, or did they treat you with professionalism? Like, I can't imagine being shoulder to shoulder with anyone from Hamas, Bill.
Yeah, well, I've shoulder to shoulder with Hamas every time I go into Gaza. Yeah, they do. The higher ups treat me with respect and professionalism because, up until what happened last Saturday, a week ago Saturday, they want to be on the world stage. But now we can readily say and affirmatively say that Hamas and its ilk, along with Hezbollah, should never be anywhere permitted near the world stage. So yes, they actually treat me. I mean, I'm wearing my clergy collar. They know that I'm a pastor, a priest, a Christian, and because I'm very vocal and verbal with sharing the love of Jesus Messiah with them, I think they just say, okay, all right, we're going to interview this guy. They may think that I'm a regime change asset for Israel or whatever, but I tell them openly, look, I'm here to share the love of Jesus Messiah with you, Hamas, whether it's Abu Mustafa or the guys at the border. I give them Arabic Christian literature and hope that there's a change of heart, before
parting
they
question
go
Bill,
into
from
eternity.
Dan.
So Hamas is among the most dangerous I think
Yeah.
I've heard you deal
Yes.
with in your career. But I just
Yeah.
have a general question. I feel free to plead the fifth here, but has there ever been a time in your career that you visited doing your missions and felt extremely unsafe? You were shaking in your boots. Was there any time in your career, because you're a veteran, you've done almost everything, you've been everywhere in the world, you're a very brave guy. I'd be shaking in my boots in anything that you do. Was there any time that Bill Devlin's feeling that way?
When they arrested him in front of the 10 Commandments in Westchester, I was there. As they were taking that away, taking it down, Dan. Yes.
Yeah, that was 21 years ago, Tom, as you remember. And guess what? The 10 Commandments are still there. Yeah, but 2017, and so we won, right?
Yes.
It took a foolish pastor to put his rear end on the concrete in front of the Chester County Courthouse, in front of the 10 Commandments, and they carried me away and locked me up for a day in the courthouse there in Chester County. But the 10 Commandments, now you can go there today, and they're still there. So the only time I was demonstrably afraid, Dan and Dom, was when I was in Afghanistan in 2017. And there are all kinds of bad actors and armed non-state actors on the street. And one of the ways that they take care of foreigners, obviously, even though I dress at that time like an Afghan, they have a habit of throwing acid in a foreigner's face. So I said, Lord Jesus, I'm going to ask them to shoot me in the head or behead me, but please, no acid in the face. So
Good
that
stuff.
was a difficult time, but I got through all right. And then this Friday, I'm leaving for Nigeria to rebuild a church destroyed by Boko Haram.
All
right, Bill, well, be safe.
man.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks for giving us a bird's eye view.
God bless. Thanks.
All right. Goodness.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can imagine the situations
You got to be around them in a few of these circumstances. Yeah. The thing in Westchester was pretty crazy. Yeah. 855-839-1210. AT&T and Verizon Wireless. You just get in, hit us on the side question, hit us with that all-time infomercial in honor of Suzanne Summers. Coming up at 1 o'clock, the Philadelphia police think the standards are too high to become a cop in Philadelphia. You need a 9th grade reading ability. I think you have to be a high school graduate. So, how do you have a 9th grade reading ability? High school, well, it's Philadelphia. And fitness, you might want to get ready and do it at home to try it out. Can you do 20 push-ups in a minute? They think that's too strenuous.
I don't know if I could, Dom.
All right. We may have to put Dan and Jim up to that since I have to do the show here, but I'm thinking we got to cook something.
I didn't sign up for physical.
That's part of it.
There's no physical test for the
Greg
producer's
Stocker
test.
said there's an addendum on the producer's
I had to study
test.
the Constitution pretty hard. But there was no physical.
Yeah, we have to get Greg Stocker. What is the producer's test? We hear about this all the time. All right, your calls are next here. There is still time before we get to winter. I know it's a little bit chillier today. To get your home shaped up, beautify your home with Rhino Shield. That's right, because Rhino Shield looks like paint, goes on like paint. But you know that Rhino Shield never chips, cracks, or fades. It's ceramic coating. It's guaranteed for life. That means you never have to paint again. It can be applied to almost any surface, is truly waterproof, weather-resistant, and durable. It even helps insulate your home. Remarkable product. Comes with a 25-year guarantee. Just as important, the company and the customer service they provide. The local Rhino Shield owner, John Gilly, he delivers every time. John has worked directly with listeners to upgrade their homes with durable, long-lasting alternatives to paint. This is it. He looks forward to working with you, and I mean really give you a great deal and a great product. Now's the time to call. This is the biggest sale of the year. Avoid additional pricing increases that could happen next year. And get that project completed. Check that box. Get it done in time for winter to be done with it. Call John today at 844-RHINO, RHINO 99, 844-RHINO 99, or visit myrhinoshield.com. Get it done before winter.
First-time homebuyers have a one-stop trusted partner with American Heritage Credit Union. With our first-time homebuyer program, you can earn up to a $500 lender credit. Our realtors can help you shop for your first home, and qualified borrowers can even receive up to $5,000 in first front door grants. To apply with one simple application, visit AmericanHeritageCU.org/FTH. All loans subject to credit approval. Insured by NCUA. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS 433838.
Cozy Jewelers isn't an ordinary jeweler. They create beautiful, one-of-a-kind heirlooms designed to stay in your family for generations. So for something extra special for your anniversary, or just because, choose Cozy. With over a century of combined experience, Cozy Jewelers artisans know every piece and moment should be magical. Before you buy off the shelf, experience handcrafted custom jewelry from local specialists with the 5 C's of diamonds: cut, color, clarity, carat, and cozy. COZZIJewelers.com.
You've heard me talk about Chapman Windows, Doors, and Siding, how much I love my new patio doors. Hey, Dawn Stensland here. You should see the amazing options available to customize your home. If you want to really bring the outside in with a spectacular open view, ask about the new Nana Wall product. You should see this gorgeous wall of glass doors and windows, how it could transform your home. Chapman also offers premium architecture shutters designed to last a lifetime, historically accurate with hardware options, as well as a lifetime warranty. This is the special, unique Chapman difference I'm always talking about. The Chapman team, they offer meticulous work, outstanding service, high-quality products, and years of wisdom and product knowledge. They get it, and they respect your family budget too. They listen. Just call or text them 610-431-8898, 610-431-8898. Check them out online, chapmanwindowsdoors.com, chapmanwindowsdoors.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Kale and Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
John wants to know if Meatball was making bubbles in the tub. Tiny bubbles. Tiny bubbles. Tiny bubbles. I don't know how I'm going to shake off seeing her in the tub. I see her in the tub, and then I think about this.
Some guys do it in the shower. Some guys do it in the sink. I need to have a word with some of these people. Like, what is happening here?
Greg's not really a tub person. He prefers one of 2 other options that both start with an S. Got to keep our minds out of the gutter here, folks. I know it's Friday, but come on.
Start your day with Kale and Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app. Hey, Warminster, we know your favorite station is WPHT.
Tell your smart speaker to play 1210 WPHT.
All right, Tom Giordano's show, and I don't have the document in front of me. We're working on that, but just breaking that judge, the one that is picked in the Jack Smith case in Washington for President Trump, has just issued a partial gag order stopping President Trump from commentary on the prosecutors or the staff. I don't know about the judge. All right. And we haven't seen spelled out what will happen if Trump violates that. All right. So, it's all with the devil in the details, where this goes. I think it's a mistake on the other side. It's just going to rally people to Trump's cause and say that gag orders, particularly in a presidential campaign, are kind of unprecedented. You don't see gag orders. You can. In some instances, I've seen, I don't remember the last one I saw in a very public manner. Dan, do you have anything else on it?
Minutes ago, Judge Tanya Chutkin announced from the bench that she will impose a partial gag order on former President Donald Trump. Specifically, she will prohibit all parties in the case, including Mr. Trump, from making or reposting any statements publicly targeting the special counsel, his staff, the judge's staff, or court personnel, and also will prohibit statements about potential witnesses and the subject of their testimony. So, for example, Mr. Trump will be able to criticize former Vice President Mike Pence, who, after all, he's running for president against in the Republican primary, but he won't be able to talk about Mr. Pence's potential testimony in this election case, in which, of course, Mr. Pence is a key witness. And this came after a 2-hour hearing, Andrea, that really put on stark display the clash here between the First Amendment and Donald Trump's ability to speak as he's running for president, and a judge's interest in keeping an orderly courtroom, preventing witnesses and participants from being intimidated, and preventing a jury pool from being tainted. And what this judge concluded is that these inflammatory statements that Donald Trump has been repeatedly making, calling the prosecutor deranged, attacking the judge, attacking witnesses, are out of bounds and have the potential to intimidate and even spark violence, threats from the public at large, and that he shouldn't be allowed to make them now.
All right, that's MSNBC as a source. We'll consider it. But here's the point. I understand with the witnesses, okay? But with the prosecutors, no. Now, if it's a threat and there's language to tell us, it's not as unclear as you might think. It can be pretty clear what a threat is. But calling this prosecutor deranged, I don't see the need for a gag order there. I mean, where's the gag order for that? Okay? If Larry Krasner were the prosecutor, I'm going to be gagged. You can't say the obvious here. No, he ought to be able to do that. I didn't see, I'm looking all around this just coming down, what the penalty would be. You know, I'm shocked if it's a threat to put in jail. Certainly a fine wouldn't have much good here. So maybe it is to be put in jail if President Trump crosses the line, according to this judge, and calls Jack Smith deranged. Something like that. My God. Yeah, as far as the staff, as far as the witnesses, okay, you know, given everything. I understand that, you know, you don't want witnesses, staff, and the people behind the scenes to have to deal with people that are out there that go crazy around this stuff. But as far as the prosecutor, yeah, you ought to be able to comment on this. You ought to be able to comment on every action that he takes. This guy's a very aggressive prosecutor. You know, saying deranged, is that a threat? No, it's a commentary. No word from Trump yet on what he'll do. Do I think he'll defy it? Now, I don't think he'll intentionally defy this. I think he'll say, though, what a day in America where a candidate for president is being silenced, and this will help him. It goes too far.
It's going to be so corny because every time the guy makes a tweet now, it's going to be dissected by the media.
Exactly.
How can we?
Right. How can it be pushed into this? Yeah. How can it get into the parameters of this, which are fairly extensive? And again, the prosecutor, no, if you're the prosecutor in something like this, I think you got to deal with some commentary coming your way. All right. Coming up, you can get in on that. We got the side question. And Philadelphia police now, the requirements to be a cop are set at the state level. They say it's too high to demand a 9th grade reading level. Wow. And also certain fitness requirements, which I'll give you. And they need more cops. This is progressives again. They have so muddied the waters that we're going to have substandard cops. Dan, I told you there was a Philadelphia cop recruit, female, 5'5", 225. You know you're going to put on weight once you get out of the academy, you're in the street. Shouldn't be a cop, but we had a requirement. We needed a certain number of female, 5'5" and 225. No. All right, big 1 o'clock hour here, 2 o'clock too. It's all big. Don't gag me, Judge. Tom Giordano Show, Talk Radio 1210.
They pretty much aren't doing anything. I couldn't ride a bicycle. You don't have your life because you don't have your mobility.
So when Patrick heard about QC Kinetics and their non-invasive regenerative treatments for pain, no waiting, he called